Welcome back to another episode of Ask an Actuary. Today, Francis Fraine, our Director of Operations here at Odyssey Advisors, is joining me to talk about limited purpose FSAs. You might have heard about flexible spending accounts, an employment benefit that helps cover certain medical expenses, but did you know that there's a special type that has a little bit of a different focus? So today we're going to get into what a limited purpose FSA is all about and how it can be beneficial for certain individuals and how to avoid certain pitfalls. Thanks for joining me today, Francis.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, jumping right in, what is a limited purpose FSA?
So I know that in a prior video, you talked to my colleague Samantha about what, differences between FSAs and HSAs are and how they can be very beneficial to a lot of people. So a limited purpose FSA is if you're on a high deductible plan, you have an HSA, you can also on top of that have a limited purpose FSA. Now what the limited purpose FSA is really supposed to cover is vision and dental costs. So a lot of people might look at that, not read the fine print, and think, oh, I can keep rolling my HSA over and over again, but I know I'm going to spend $2,000 a year just going towards my deductible towards medical. So I'll just put 2,000 into this limited purpose FSA and everything will be hunky dory. But what happens is you're not allowed to apply it to your deductible for medical costs. So if you do that and don't have $2,000 worth of dental and vision costs, you might just be losing that money outright. Now, one thing I haven't really even talked about limited purpose FSAs in 18 years at this point, but I did quick research, and the website I was looking at, it was on MetLife. Something. They talked about you could potentially use it for preventative care after your deductible has been met, but when they went to list out, what you could, like, specific things you could use it for, they didn't mention any of that, and they said, for all other things, go to IRS publication 502. So they didn't really even want to touch that with a 10-foot pole either. So I would not bank on being able to use this thing for any sort of medical cost.
So, you can't use it on your medical deductible. Hopefully, no one makes that mistake thinking you can, right?
Yeah, funny you should say that. So a long time ago, I was talking to somebody, unfortunately, well after the enrollment period was over for medical benefits, where they did exactly what I was talking about earlier, where they saw this thing, didn't read the fine print, decided, you know what? I hit my deductible every year. I'm just gonna put in my $3,000 to hit the deductible. I say 3,000 now. It was probably way lower back then, but it was a significant amount of money. $10 was a lot back then. But he did that, and then he tried to submit claims, and they kept bouncing back. So he called us up and asked, why are they not reimbursing me for anything? Unfortunately, we had to have the difficult conversation with him. Unfortunately, that's not what this is for. It's for dental and vision. And he was not pleased, but there was really nothing we could do about it because, unfortunately, like I said, we were well past the enrollment window.
Oh, poor guy. That would be a rough mistake to make. So, who could you see this type of plan working for?
So let's say you know that every year you spend a certain amount of money on, like, glasses, preventative care for vision. You go to your dental checkups every year. So not that year to year, I think most people are going to keep this very low to just pay for known expenses. Now, where you kind of want to back up the truck on this is, let's say, you or one of your dependents is going to have, let's say, laser eye surgery, or they're going to get braces. We're talking about the high end cost stuff. But definitely do not, like I said before, definitely don't rely on this for medical coverage because, again, you don't want to be burned like that other guy was. I don't know how often that really happens. I think most people read the fine print on it, but it's such a niche thing. I'd really just hate to hear about anybody doing that again.
Yeah, absolutely. I would hate for that too. So, it's a great PSA for anyone who is interested or has a limited purpose FSA or a company who is looking to add one. Thanks, Francis, for breaking that all down for us. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And also, just as an addendum for a business owner looking to adopt one of these plans, make absolutely 100% sure it is fully clear that you cannot use it on the medical deductible, and probably not most medical costs after you meet the deductible as well. It's something that you should clearly communicate. I felt it was not too well communicated in the case that I was talking about in the past. But again, just trying to throw that out there as a cautionary tale.
Yeah, definitely helpful. Well, for our viewers, we do hope that this episode helped clarify what a limited purpose FSA is and how it differs from a regular FSA. And remember, this type of plan is designed with a specific purpose in mind, as Francis mentioned. So it's definitely important to know exactly what you can and can't use this for. And if you do offer it, to make sure that your employees are aware of that. If you have any questions or need further clarification, definitely reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you very much for having me.